right, welcome back to our podcast, Just an Introvert. I'm Amy,
And I'm Abbie.
and we are going to continue talking about a TV series, and we'll talk about that in a minute. We've had a lot of fun with this, and we're so excited to explore all these characters that we fall in love with and feel like we have relationships with. But before we do that, let's do our beginning show stuff, and we'll start with our icebreaker. So, Abbie, what have you got for us?
So I was feeling real creative today while I was making dinner. I was like, what should the icebreaker be? So my icebreaker is, Amy, what did you have for dinner tonight?
I had this four-course meal that I had McDonald's.
Have you seen those things on like Instagram and TikTok where it's like it takes like McDonald's and it's like it's this
Oh, yes.
ground beef compote with they make all these
I should
names
have
for it.
I should have done that, but I have to brag because the McDonald's app is just amazing. If you're
It
not using
really
the
is.
McDonald's app, then what are you doing? So I have so many points racked up, and the reason is because when I go to order something, they usually have a deal, and if you use a deal, you can't use reward points. So I have all these points, and some of them are about to expire. So I'm like, I got to use something. So I
Yes.
look down and I'm like, I'm going to get myself a Happy Meal. So you could choose between a hamburger, four-piece, or six-piece. And I'm like, well, I'm going to do the six-piece
Yep.
meal. And so I did that. I did double kid fries, which equals a small fry.
Okay.
Got a toy, of course.
Fun.
And then the drink, I decided, well, I'm going to do a large and
Yep.
whatever. It didn't upcharge it or anything. So that
Oh,
entire
really?
meal was
Wow.
free with my points. And of course, I had
Nice.
to add on a double cheeseburger or a
Of course.
McDouble because I gave Riley
Right.
some nuggets. But anyway, I was like, look at me, free
Right.
meal.
I love that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the only way that McDonald's is still cheap is if you use the app.
Yes, you have to
Yeah,
be.
absolutely.
So how about you?
Yeah.
What did you have for dinner?
I made dinner. I'm so proud of myself.
Woo!
It was really good. I feel like we've talked about this before. I see it all over TikTok.
Uh-huh.
People, and I think maybe it's like a Tex-Mex thing because they talk about Mexican places having like cheesy chicken and rice or cheesy steak
Oh,
and rice, and it always looks
yes.
so good. But it
Yes.
doesn't exist here. So my
No.
guess is it's like Tex-Mex. I don't know. If anyone out there knows of a place that does it, please tell us because it looks so good. So I found a recipe
Yes.
for it and I did the steak,
Woo.
right? Cheesy, I don't know, steak, rice, and cheese. And it was so good. And I made like a really basic like white queso and then the Mexican rice and the steak and you just put it all together, throw it in a tortilla, or eat it plain. Oh, it was so good. I'll have to send you
That's
those recipes. But
delicious.
yeah,
Yes.
it really was easier than I thought and it was fantastic.
It's funny you say that because I follow someone on TikTok who they live in Kentucky
Hmm.
and she always orders Mexican food and that's what she gets. She gets chicken, rice, and queso. And I'm always
Yeah.
like, same thing, going,
Yeah.
where can I get this? And so I also saw a recipe. I don't know if you follow Dollar Tree Dinner. A gal,
Heard of
she does
them.
like Dollar Tree stuff.
Okay.
Anyway, she had a recipe for it. So I as well
Yes.
tried it one time and everybody was
Yes.
like, it was so good. But yeah, I want
Yeah.
to know. I wish we could get it here, but it's just
Yeah.
not.
I'm like, and you could probably just order it all, and like combine it together. But yeah, it was fantastic. So I'll
I'm
definitely
just
send you that
wondering what
recipe.
part of the country well, obviously she's in Kentucky.
Yeah.
I just talked with my friends who are visiting from Oklahoma and asked
Hmm.
them, is that something you can get there? They hadn't heard of it either. So
Yeah.
I'm just like wondering
So maybe
what
it's a
part.
more like southern, like south, kind of
Yeah.
southwesty, again, Texas. I think the recipe I have, the guy's from Texas. So
Okay.
that would be my guess. Because I'm like, there's really not a lot of I don't feel like there's a lot of offshoots of like Mexican food other than like I feel like California Mexican food is like elite and its own
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, of
And then
course.
like
Yeah.
Tex-Mex, but I can't think of anything else
Yeah.
other than
So if,
that.
if you
But
live in an area where that is common, let us know because
yes, tell us where to
I'm
find it.
wondering. Yeah, exactly.
We need it.
Right, right. So,
Oh my
all
gosh.
right. Okay. Would you rather? So, this has been inspired by we are going to be doing some traveling this summer, so I think it's a lot of travel items. And when you
Hmm.
get travel items, you have like 4,000 things in your basket, and I always feel bad for the person behind me. But anyway, would you rather um, when you're buying travel items, ask the person to do a separate transaction for each item. So you have to pay for each thing separately. Or would you rather ask the people in line at the pharmacy what medicine they're getting for
Oh
themselves?
my gosh. Mm, oh, these awkward moments or would you rather's in stores. I'm like, this is already where I'm so anxiety ridden that I'm like at a baseline. I'm stressed. Because I feel like at some point they would be like, ma'am, you're only allowed, store policy is only like 5 transactions. So I feel like they could cut you off. But I also feel
Yeah.
like the pharmacist would be like, HIPAA, ma'am, get out of here. Um, so probably the separate transactions because I feel like they would eventually put a stop to it.
Yes. Yeah. No, I think I would do the same thing because I just couldn't ask someone what
Yeah, no.
what they're getting their prescription for.
Yeah,
Just
that could lead you down a real uncomfortable path. Oh, that's funny.
oh,
But
I
yeah, buying all the little travel items is so.
oh my gosh.
And then I feel like they come in those little bundles, but they're never, I don't know. I'm like, I have a specific, I'm like, I know how many face wash, the amount of things I need isn't always in that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and like the shampoo bottles, I'm like, okay, I have long hair and
Yes.
is that even going to cover one time? But
Yep.
then I've been in trips before where I bring too much and then I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
carrying all this extra stuff. I probably should have
Yes.
just used the shampoo that was available
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know. I'm like the curly hair. I'm like hotel shampoo and conditioner. I'm like, if I want to do anything with my hair, no, it's not
No,
happening. Like I
you gotta
can't.
have your
Like
stuff.
maybe the conditioner, but I'm like, no, I can't. I have to have it planned out. Like when is my wash day and where in the trip and what? Yeah, I'm like it's a whole process. But
And have
yeah,
you ever gotten those samples of like shampoo and conditioner and you're like, oh, that's cute. Who that would cover
Yeah,
a quarter of the top of my head. Like,
right, right.
who can use those
Like
as
I'm
a
sampling that
full?
on this hair right here. Like what?
Yeah. I always just like I save them and then I end up throwing away because I'm going, there's no way.
And it's not like you're just gonna wash like a quarter of your hair. Like what?
No. Yeah. So
What's
how am I
the?
going to test this out? But yeah, it's
Yes.
funny.
Yeah. Thick
And
hair
then
problems.
speaking of shampoo and conditioner, I'm going down a rabbit hole, but
Shocker, rabbit holes for us.
exactly. Um, the bottles, could they maybe put the label shampoo and conditioner a little bigger on the bottle? I feel like all the words are written big, and then I'm like, is it shampoo or conditioner? And I'm thinking, would
Yes.
that be the first thing at the top? Why am
Yep.
I having to get my glasses on to?
Or you get home and you realize you bought conditioner and you have a ton
Yes,
of conditioner but no
yes.
shampoo. You're just like, come on. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I've done that before. I bought double conditioner. I'm like,
ugh, so annoying.
I don't get that. Like,
Yeah.
it's anyway.
Yeah, I'm like, why? Well, I just recently, for multiple reasons, got a bunch of like glass bottles for all my like kind of toiletries in my bathroom, my face wash and my hair products and stuff. Because I like getting the refillable bags, a lot of the products I use, instead
Uh-huh.
of, it's less plastic and it tends to be cheaper, to buy it in
Yeah.
bulk and just refill. And so I have like a curl cream, which is more like a leave-in conditioner, and then like a more gel type for
Okay.
after. So I have 2 bottles and I'm like, one had a white lid, one had a black lid. So I'm like, okay, I'll be able to tell them apart.
Yeah.
I get out of the shower and I'm looking and I'm like, shoot,
Oh
which
no.
is which? Because I do them like there's a specific order. So then I'm like, okay, I still have a little bit left in the bottle of one of them. So I'm like, for a painful amount of time, I'm like, I put one pump of one of the other, and then I pour a little out from the bottle, and I'm just sitting there like, why can't I tell these apart? I went with my best guess, and I think I was right. I don't know. It was just like, come on. I'm like, there was a thought process, but it's completely gone out my brain, and now I have no idea what I'm doing.
It
But
just shouldn't be that hard
no.
to read the bottle or tell what
Yeah.
which one is.
I'm
Yeah.
like, I
Come
could
on,
like
they need to do better.
when I'm getting my hair done, the lady uses all the same products. Like she put me on all these products. And so I'm like, last
Yeah.
time I went, I was laughing because she's doing my hair. I'm like, oh, I can tell which product you're using by the smell. Like I'm so used to them. It's what I use at home. And now I'm sitting here like, dang it, like now I can't tell the difference. But yeah,
That's so funny.
gosh.
Okay, well,
I
getting us back on track. That's my
know.
fault.
No, it's fine. I'm
Um,
like, I'm done apologizing for the rabbit trails. You know what you're
yeah,
getting into when you start this podcast,
exactly. And
like
that's
it
when
or
I listen to podcasts, I enjoy
right,
when they get off topic.
right,
So
right.
we hope you enjoy that with us.
And if you don't, you're probably not listening. So whatever.
That's very true, very true. All right. Well,
Uh,
before we get started on the show we're doing today, we want to thank everyone for voting in our
yes.
poll and check our Insta stories. We're going to talk a little more about the results and things
Yep.
like that on there. And thanks to everyone who's following us on there. We really appreciate it. So now let's move on to our show that we're going to talk about today. And this is one of my favorite shows.
Mhm.
It is Breaking Bad.
Yes.
And before we start, Abbie, how did you get introduced to this show?
Um, I remember watching it in college. I know my dad and my brother were really into it. I gotta look. I always am like, what year did this come out? And I have it right in front of me. 2008. Oh yeah, so that
Okay.
was well
Wow.
before. I didn't realize it was that long ago. Wow.
Crazy.
So yeah, that it must have been almost done by the time I was in, or maybe early years of college. I don't know. I think it was my freshman year that I started watching it. But yeah, I just remember like immediately obsessed. I was like, okay, this is so good. And I none of my friends in college watched Breaking Bad, but I had one friend from high school that I knew he watched it. So I would be texting him all the time. I'm like, oh, like no one understands. And then it's because it's a more intense, gory show. You're not like you're trying to explain to my friends and they're just like, "What are you?" I'm like, "You don't get it."
Yes, yes, you
It's
have to
like,
be like
oh, yeah.
watching it to know.
Yeah. Yes. What about you?
So, your brother John recommended it to
Yep.
me. And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know anything about it. And I wasn't fully like, I don't know how many seasons were out, but it wasn't done yet. But there was
Yep.
like maybe, 3 seasons already, and it was on
Yeah.
Netflix. I'm like, okay, I'll check this out. It sounds, intense, but let's give
Yeah.
it a try. And man, it's just so good. It's so well written. It's so well acted.
Yep.
And just when I caught up to it, I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta wait for this to come out.
Yep.
Oh, it was very,
Yeah.
very hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just was, yeah. So that's why I heard about it. And then I don't think Niles watched it with me, but he watched some episodes. He was able to kind of
Okay.
like know a little bit about it, but yeah, it was
Yeah.
just amazing. So
Yeah.
we are going to talk about the characters on here. So
Yes.
we will start
Yes, yes,
with
yes.
our main character, Walt. So what do you think he
Mm.
is? Introvert, extrovert?
I feel like introvert. I mean, just his and again, I don't know, situational, like if he, never went down the journey that he went down, would he still be the same person? But um just a lot of like the secrecy and kind of that like double life. I feel like um his ability to kind of like turn that on and off and kind of have his whole side business. I don't know. I feel like that's more an introverted thing. And you don't see him as this like super social guy. They don't have a lot of friends. It's just kind of like the sister and her husband. Like that's really their only people you see them around. It's just like it seems kind of um closed off is not the right word. But yeah, you just use anything you see about their social life, there's really not much. And anytime he's in a social setting, he seems kind of uncomfortable a lot of times because he's, hiding from people that are going to find out that he's a
True.
meth dealer. But no, it just there's not a lot of outgoing social situations that he's in. But
Yeah, yeah. I agree. I would say introvert for all of those reasons. And also just he was never one to I got to be on top. I mean, just he
yeah,
just kind of settled into his role, and you kind of learn about at the beginning. Didn't he like start some like I don't know company or do something with one of his friends,
yeah,
and the
yeah,
friend ended up kind of just
yep, taken over.
making a lot of
Yeah,
money, taking off, making money, and he just kind of stayed on this
yeah,
same path, and it just seems like kind of an introvert, like
yeah.
quality to just
And on that
accept
kind of
that.
in that vein, like he really for the most part at the beginning, obviously that goal kind of changes, but he was always like, what do I need to like get through and support my family? And that's all I'm here for. Like to the
Yeah.
dollar. It was like, this is all I need.
Right.
Obviously there was much more to it once you get down to it, but it was
Yes.
just like means to an end. Yeah.
Yes. 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 True.
Yeah.
Okay. And then let's move on to his sidekick,
My
Jesse.
gosh. Sweet Jesse.
I
I love him
love
so
Jesse.
much.
I
I
love,
just like all I want is good things for you, and all you get is
yes.
beat up and sad, and it
Um,
just breaks my heart. Um, like my initials, like, oh, I want to say extrovert, but I don't know. I feel like he lands more in the middle for me because he is of the two, like in comparison, I think he's more outgoing, but I don't know that he's like he has people in his life, but I don't know. I think similar to like the Hunger Games, there's so much like darkness and stuff going on that it really, impacts people's personalities and
mhm,
to get to a scientific level, how much, do drugs affect brain chemistry and yada yada yada. But
mhm.
um yeah, I feel like he puts on a persona sometimes and is more kind of in the business side of like, okay, I have to like make connections and do all this stuff. But
Right.
I mean, I feel like the situations where he's like happy and at his best, he's got like a few people around him, but that's it, you know?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. What do you think?
I would tend to say the same thing. I mean, he seems extroverted when he's using.
Right.
So I don't know if that's more of a
Right.
a circumstance
Yep.
thing,
Yeah.
but I kind of feel the same way. Yeah, he just didn't have, he had just a few core friends and just
Yeah.
kind of was, yeah, yeah. I would, you kind of said it perfectly. Yeah, I would probably lean more towards introvert, but yeah,
Yeah.
love Jesse. And
Yeah. I know.
I just felt for him.
I
Just,
really did too. I'm like, oh my gosh, just again, so many bad, sad things. And I'm like, oh, buddy.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so how about we'll stay in the family? How about
Yep.
Skylar?
Uh, um, let's see. I think she's a little more extroverted. I think and I don't know how much of that is like with being a mom and
Mhm.
kind of how that pulls you out of your shell and just having like, a son that's got a disability, there's a level of advocacy with that.
Yes.
But yeah, I think she is a little bit more extroverted, like when she's working and out doing things, it's a much different. And we start off with her being super pregnant and kind of miserable, so like that
Yeah.
kind of puts her in a bubble. But I the first time I watched it, I couldn't stand her. She drove me nuts. She was so annoying. But then the second time I watched it, after I had kids, I'm like, this poor mom is just trying to live her life, and everyone I was like, I had such a different perspective on her. But
I feel like Riley was the same way. Like, I don't think she
yeah.
could stand her at first, and then when she rewatched, she went, you know what? She's kind of getting, she
Like,
kind
yeah,
of got forced into this stuff.
I'd be
Uh,
pissed
yeah.
if Randall started that under my nose. I would
Yeah.
be a little ugly about it. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. I
What do you
kind of
think
think
though?
extrovert too.
Yeah.
And, when Walt was going through his stuff, I think she was really wanting him to, seek medical care,
Yeah.
just well, what can we do? And
Yeah.
but yeah, I would say extrovert for her,
Yeah. Yeah.
definitely. How about Walt Jr.?
Oh, he always added such comedic relief and I
Oh my
love it.
gosh, I love Walt Jr. And what was the other name he went by? I was trying to remember.
Oh,
He's like, call me this, and I'm
um,
gonna have to look it up.
shoot. Oh my gosh.
I just had it, but
Okay, yeah, you gotta look it up while oh, that's
yes,
gonna, yeah, because he didn't want to go by his dad's name. Oh my gosh. It was
Lynn,
something.
Lynn.
Yes. Yes. So random. But understandable.
Yeah,
I think he's more extroverted.
I
I think
agree.
he
I agree.
just like you see him with his friends, you see him doing more of that stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think he can keep to himself, but just in like a moody teenager sort of way. Also,
yeah.
your dad's making horrible life choices kind of way. But yeah, no, I think yeah, more
And
extroverted.
I really liked the relationship he had with his parents. Like, I think they really had a good relationship. I mean,
Yes.
despite all the
Yeah.
stuff that was happening on the
Yeah.
outside. But
Yeah.
one of my favorite scenes was when it's toward the end of the series when Saul came into the car wash and
Okay.
Walt Jr. was there and like you could see Walt's face and Skylar's face, but Walt Jr. doesn't know. He's like, "Hey, you're the guy on the
Yeah.
thing."
Yes.
Saul's like, "Yeah, don't drink and drive, but if you do, call me." And
Yeah.
then at the end, it's like, "Have an A1 day." And it was the funniest scene. I couldn't.
My favorite scene, I'm pretty sure he's the one that says it early in the beginning.
Uh-huh.
It's in one of the birthday breakfast scenes where they have
Oh,
turkey
yes.
bacon. What
Yeah.
is it? Smells like Band-Aids or something like that. Every time I see turkey bacon in the grocery store, that's all I think of.
That's so funny.
Oh, I'm like, same, dude. I know you eat it because right, is it
Well,
turkey bacon that you do or you do?
yeah, I
Okay.
eat it because for a purpose. It's not like I
Yes.
crave it, you know what
Yes.
I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, for sure.
Real bacon is the OG, but
Yeah. Yeah.
whatever.
But
It's
I just love his like blunt teenager. Like when there's so I think that's such a big part of the comedic relief he plays is because you've got
yes.
these dynamics of secrecy and hiding and limiting, and he just like walks in and says the first thing that pops into his brain. So it's just this,
Yeah, and he's oblivious to all
oh,
of it. And
totally,
so
totally.
just yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I just loved all the scenes that he was
Oh
in. It
yeah,
was fun.
for sure.
Okay, what about Hank?
I think I think he's extroverted. I think he kind of has to be in his job. One
Yes.
of which again, rewatching it because I watched it in college and then I rewatched it. I was a mom and a nurse, and I remember the scene where he, is at work and he's talking, he's laughing, and then he goes into the elevator and just like has a
Yes.
panic. I'm like, that as a nurse was so relatable. I was like, I've had moments like that where you just have to be like on, and then you step away and you're just like completely break down. So I'm like, that I related to that moment like at such a
That
deep
stood out in
level.
my mind too. I
Yeah,
totally
yeah.
remember
Because
that.
he's kind of a jerk otherwise. Like there's not a lot to him
Yes.
but once you realize like so much of that he just has to like compartmentalize and deal, you're like, okay, a little more sympathy. But
Yeah, and some of
yeah.
that is a facade, that arrogance. You can see
Yes.
that he actually is a little insecure in areas, but he
Yeah.
really tries to overcompensate
Yeah.
by that personality. But
But he's
yeah.
got his minerals, so everything is
Oh my
fine.
gosh, they're not rocks, they're minerals. And
Oh
his
man.
brewing, making his
Oh my
brew.
gosh.
Schrader is
Yep,
like,
Schrader brow.
yeah.
Yep. Oh no. Oh my
Oh
gosh. Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah,
So,
that's yeah, he's a good a good kind of filler character. And of course the dynamic of him being in law enforcement and what that does to everything. But
yes.
yeah.
And I remember one of my another scene that stood out was when he's like, Walt, is it you? And I don't think he was asking seriously, but they were kind of talking about Walt's like, you got me. And they're like laughing. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah. Like that would be Walter White's awkward moment of the week.
Yes.
For
Oh my
sure. Like,
gosh.
oh, yeah. Oh.
All right, well, let's move on to Marie.
Oh, God bless you, Marie. You have so many problems.
Oh
She was a
man.
hot mess. I really did like feel for her though.
Yes.
I'm like, I don't know that they go into their parents very much, but I'm like,
Mm.
someone messed something up because the two of them are
Yes.
just, their
Yeah.
dynamics are rough. Yeah. Especially like with the like impulsive stealing and all of that. That was such an
Yes.
interesting.
That was an interesting start.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
But I think, hmm, I feel like she is more like outgoing, like an extrovert. But I
yeah.
also feel like her circumstance, like I don't think she has many people close to her, and I think that just her issues and whatnot, like push people away. Is not
Yeah.
someone that. But I think if she was, had dealt with those things, she could be more of like a fun, happy person to be around and more on the extroverted side. But yeah,
Yeah, she doesn't seem to have a lot of close
yeah,
friendships.
yes,
But
keeps everyone at arm's distance, and
yeah.
yeah,
No, I think I would say extrovert too. And
yeah,
she always wearing her purple.
the purple. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah. Yep.
But then it's interesting to see her in Better Call Saul towards the end when
Yes.
so that was kind of a cool thing to after
Yeah.
everything she went through with
Yes.
that. So
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
yeah, okay. All right, so let's move on to, well, since I just talked about Saul, let's talk about Saul.
Oh man. Mr. Extrovert, how could you live that life
That's
without
a hard
being,
one.
oh man. Yeah, no, he for sure just confident and kind of similar when we talked about Ted Lasso, like any
Yes.
situation, him in more of like kind of a slimy way of like I can, work any crowd and get,
Oh, yes.
get through anything. But yeah, his character was so interesting. I love what they did with, in Breaking Bad, he was just kind of like he was there, but then the
Yes.
way they developed him in Better Call Saul was so
Really,
so
really
well
good.
done.
Oh, so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
One scene that stands out with Saul, well, he wasn't in it, but when they're talking about him, when Jesse was like, you need a criminal lawyer, and Walt's just like, Jesse's like, no, you need a criminal
Yeah.
lawyer.
Yes.
And just the interaction between him and Walt, oh my gosh,
Oh,
it was so
yeah.
good.
It really was. It really was.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
I think
100%
he's
extrovert.
an
Yeah,
easy one for sure. For sure.
easy, easy. Okay, how about Mike?
I think he's an introvert.
Introvert, yeah.
Yeah, he's just
He was one
lives
of
his
my
own life.
favorites.
Yes. Yeah.
Loved Mike.
Yeah. Yeah. I know he like it's like and I think they develop it a lot more in Better Call Saul, but like he's got
Yeah.
his the daughter and the granddaughter and like that's it. Everything else is business. Those are
Yes.
his people. He's always got their backs, but everyone else it's just like
Yeah.
transactional. Yeah.
And just
Relationships.
so wise. Like you want to be where Mike is. Mike knows stuff. He moves in a way that's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just in awe of him every time he
Yes.
pinches. Yeah, he doesn't get his feathers ruffled,
No.
but he is always the smartest one
Yes, like
in the
10 steps
room.
ahead of
And
everyone else. Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't flaunt it. It's just he just
Hmm.
knows a lot. And then finding his backstory in Better Call Saul was really,
Yes. Yeah,
really
for
cool
sure.
too. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, he was one of my faves for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Okay, how about Hector Salamanca?
Oh
It's kind
my
of hard
gosh.
because
Oh
you get to
man.
know him a little better in Better
Yeah,
Call Saul, but what you see of him in Breaking Bad,
there's
it's
not much
hard
left
to,
of him.
yeah, he's not
Yeah,
really
it's not
um,
really there.
talkative, but yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
I feel I'm trying to remember, where they take his character. Gosh. I'm trying to pull from Better Call Saul. I
Yeah,
um gosh, I don't know. What do you think? I'm stumped. I'm trying to
I mean, I feel like he could have been a little bit extroverted and I don't know
I feel like
exactly
a
what.
lot of that is like there's such a cultural influence there and also just, being a high level drug dealer and in that
Yeah,
like realm, like you just have to have a certain like confidence and persona and you can't show
right.
weakness. I feel like there's a lot of layers to that, but
Yeah, that's true. So
yeah,
his is hard.
yeah. But he
Um,
is kind of like the leader of the family and there's that, again, a lot of culturally, but just like that respect, even as he's, older and not as with it, but just that like
yes.
he
Right,
he
right.
commands that respect and I think that's yeah.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
So how about Tuco?
Oh my gosh.
Crazy
Nightmare.
Tuco.
It's like, oh man, he plays that so well. Because if I saw
Oh,
that man in the street, I would be like, bye. Like, oh,
have you ever seen that actor do another role on TV?
I feel like I have now. Okay, now that I
I
have it
s-
up, I got to see what else he's in. Because I'm like,
I saw him and I can't remember what show it was, but I was like, oh,
yeah,
it's hard to imagine him not crazy Tuco.
yes. No, I don't think I've seen him in anything other than, yeah, none of these things look familiar. No, I've only seen him as
I
that.
feel like
And
he
I,
was on a show that my mom watched with Kara
okay.
Sedgwick, like The Closer
Oh,
or
the
something.
closer. Yeah, he was in
I
the
guess he was
closer.
like maybe a cop in there, and so
Okay.
I watched a little bit, but yeah. So
Yeah.
what do you think? What do you think of him?
Oh, Lord. I
Just
think
psycho.
yeah, I was like, I think there's too much damage to really
Yes.
who was he before? Gosh, but I also just feel like extrovert. Like that's just what I land on because
Same.
he's again, whether that's drugs
Impulsive
or
and
yes.
yeah, just as and when he met with when Walt met with him, just that the way Walt, I don't know, I can't explain it, but it was like Tuco was like, oh, like
Yeah.
I don't think anybody really came to him like in a way
Right.
that Walt had before than Walt, but
Right. Right. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no, he's something though. Oh my gosh.
Okay. How about Hank's partner, Steve Gomez?
I think he's more of the introverted of the
I
two.
think so too. Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of more like chill behind the scenes, level-headed. Um, and again, that's kind of complimentary to Hank's arrogance, but
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. He wasn't a huge, I mean, he was in it, but like of what we saw of him, I
Yeah.
think I kind of get that sense too.
Yeah.
And then I had to, can't forget Jesse's two
Oh
friends,
my God, yes. I was like, please bring them
Badger and
up.
Skinny Pete.
Love them. Yeah, they talk about comedic relief. They were
Oh
just
my
fantastic.
gosh.
It just they as crazy and stupid as they were, I'm like they could do no wrong. They so funny. I think they're again, it's hard. There's so many layers, but
I mean, they're two different people, so they can have two different.
that's true. That's true. I'm like trying to remember differentiate. I feel like if I had to pick one and one, not that I do, but I feel like Badger would be more extroverted.
Same.
Skinny Pete would be more introverted.
That's kind of what I
But
was.
also it's
Yeah.
like not that there's much brains between them, but Skinny Pete's a little more of the brains of the operation.
Yes,
So it's
yes.
like that's more
He thinks
yeah.
maybe a little more
Yes.
before than Badger, who just is like, hey. Okay, so just have a couple of scenes that were my favorites with them. So one of them that stands out is when Jesse is just having this existential crisis, and they're sitting there arguing about like, I don't know, Hitler or something. They're going back and forth or some video game, and Jesse's going, like he's just his problems are way beyond, and they're just, whatever. And then one of my other favorite scenes is when they're in the music store and Skinny Pete is playing the piano like really well. And he actually
Yes.
is a really good pianist.
Yes.
And he's playing, and then all of a sudden you hear Badger back there trying to
Yeah.
play the guitar, and it's just awful. It just cracked me up.
My personal favorite is at the end when
Yes,
they hire them as like pretend snipers. That was such a good that was
that
such a
was
good
my other
reveal.
one.
Oh my gosh.
And just to have those two be the ones, yeah, they
Yeah.
were one of my favorites.
Yeah,
So,
they were always added something fantastic to every scene they were in.
all right, and then I don't know if we want to share the character we're going to save, or if we want to go
Yes.
to the
Yeah,
offshoots of the Better Call Saul.
we'll do. Yeah.
But let's go ahead and we're gonna save Gus as
Yes.
our the one that we will ask what you think.
Yes.
He is a very
Yes.
complex character.
He surely is.
So we will put that on our Insta story. So stay tuned for
Hmm.
that and please vote on that.
Yes.
We were very curious to hear your thoughts on
Hmm.
Gus.
There's one more though in Breaking Bad I
Oh
want to
yeah,
ask
go
about.
ahead. Go ahead.
Jane. What do you think about Jane?
Jane. Oh man. So she's Jesse's
Yes.
girlfriend.
R.I.P.
Um, gosh. I don't know.
I
Like
think she's extroverted.
I was gonna say extrovert,
Yeah.
but yeah, because she kind of was more of the
She took more initiative in their relationship.
initiative. Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking of. So
Yeah.
yeah, I would, yeah, definitely say,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Oh
sad, so
man.
tragic
I
though. I'm
know.
like,
That's what I was
oh, that was
okay.
rough.
Funny story about that. I don't know how I missed the episode, but apparently I missed the episode where she OD'd.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, and then we skip a couple episodes, and then it's when Walt and Jesse are in the warehouse, and it's kind of that episode where the fly is buzzing around,
Yes.
talking, and he says
Yes.
something about Jane and dying or something, and then I just was like, what? What did I? And then I realized, I'm like, how did I miss this episode and not even know it?
That's
That's like a
crazy.
big thing. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah,
No, I
that was
loved. I
pretty
was
sad.
like the moments where Jesse could have been happy and then I was like,
Ugh,
and it's over. Yeah.
no, I
It's
know,
rough.
I know.
So
Just,
rough.
uh,
Ugh.
And then we talked about going into just a couple of
Yeah.
characters. Or is there anybody else in Breaking
No,
Bad?
no, I think that's. Oh, I was gonna ask about the twins, but
Oh man. Oh my
talk
gosh.
about scary. But they also don't speak,
They
so I'm like, I'm gonna say introverted
they when I would
because
see those snakeskin boots get out of the truck,
oh
I'm like,
yeah.
oh man, there's
Yep.
okay, so another I'm going down a lot of rabbit trails today, but Niles and I visited New Mexico, Albuquerque a few years ago, and we got to see some of the Breaking Bad
Oh, that's cool.
places, which was cool. We drove by the house, and of course, the
Yep.
person living there, they just literally sit out in their lawn chair all day and flip everyone off. So that was
I
fun
bet.
driving by, and you're like, oh, okay, cool.
But also, why did you choose to live in that house? But okay.
I know for sure. And we got to see the car wash and we got to
Nice.
see Gus's laundromat, which was cool. But there was a store there that just, and it wasn't Breaking Bad necessarily related, it just sold t-shirts. But they
Hmm.
said it was going to be the week after we left. I think one of the brothers was going to be there to do photos with people. And I'm like, I could have
That would
totally
have been
done a
so
photo of
cool.
him pretending to be ready to kill me.
Yes.
I'm like, man, missed it by a week.
But same with like anything I've seen them doing outside of their characters, they seem like the sweetest guys.
I
It's
know.
like that is impeccable acting because you are polar opposite
Seriously.
of
No,
yeah,
I know. They're
yeah,
just pure terror when I saw
oh
them
yeah,
on the screen. It was like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, no, they were definitely
Anyways,
crazy. Okay, so we're not going to spend a lot of time on Better
yeah,
Call Saul, but of course there are some notable characters on
of
there.
course.
So let's talk about Kim. What do you think?
Oh, I think she's an introvert. I think she again that complimentary her and Saul had that. But I think I just like so admired her and she was so like down to business and she was so smart and just yeah, I really liked her character, but I think she was introverted.
I agree. Introvert. She's just very business. She got things done.
Sensible.
Yes. I loved how she looked. I loved her
Yeah.
suit. I love her hair. I was just like, man,
Yeah.
she's cool.
She was cool. She was cool. Yeah.
And it was interesting to see the dynamic with her and Saul and then so the
Yes.
relationship and everything. And I always was like, what's going to happen to her because she's not in the later
Hmm.
series. So I was always nervous. And so it was
Yeah.
interesting to see what happened.
Yeah, and that was like a fun level of suspense in Better Call Saul because you know who is featured in Breaking Bad and you know
Mhm.
that they're not really afraid to kill people off. So there was always that like what's going to happen and anytime something happened it was like okay, is this going to be it or yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, how about Howard? Howard
Oh,
Hamlin.
oh Lord have mercy. Like so obnoxious. Extroverted and just yeah, he's not an extrovert I would enjoy in real life. I just oh,
He
he
was
just
just that
ugh.
a fake smile and that,
Yes.
and you're just like,
No, no,
but do you follow him on Instagram?
no.
He is the funniest guy. He is the most fun person to follow on Instagram.
Really?
Yeah, you should totally.
Isn't he and the guy that plays Lalo friends in real life? I know
Yeah,
he's friends with one of, okay,
yeah.
that's right. I was like, I knew that they're
Okay, and the
buddies and they like
funniest,
surf together. There's something that they do together that I've seen pictures of.
the funniest thing, and I mean, I don't want to give things away. I know the
Right,
show's been out, but
right.
if you've watched it, you kind of know
Yep,
what happens to Howard and what happens to Lalo.
yep.
And right after that happened with Lalo, his Insta story, they had a picture of them says together forever. Oh my
I
God, it was just
remember that.
brilliant. It was so funny. I
Oh
loved
my
it.
gosh. That's too funny.
But yeah, he is a super fun follow on Instagram. But yeah, his
Yeah.
personality was just like, "Eh."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, it ultimately felt really awful for him.
Yeah.
So,
Poor guy.
okay. How about Chuck, the brother?
Oh, he he was another one. I'm like, I want to feel bad for you, but
Uh,
I couldn't stand him.
yeah,
And
I
then
had a
once
hard
they kind
time.
of like, and again, I do think there was like a layer of like mental illness, so it's hard to like judge
Yeah.
that, but just the like kind of faking it aspect, like that was just I
Hmm.
as much as Saul could be kind of like a sleazy just slime ball, like his ability to stay with his brother through all that was
Yeah.
insane. I'm like, I don't know how like I guess I love my siblings that much. But yeah, no, it just that was but I mean, it's easy to think introvert because he was just such a hermit.
Yes. Yeah.
But I mean, I think personality wise, a lot of that rigidness. But again, who knows? I don't know if he had an official diagnosis, but just a lot of that came back to, what was going on with him. But I think introvert,
I agree. And I kind
by
of wish
default.
I could have seen more footage of before. I mean, we saw some footage of
Yeah.
before he was suffering so much because obviously he was very well respected and
Right.
interesting to see more of him in his prime.
Yeah.
We got a glimpse of it, but yeah, I agree. Introvert
Yeah.
was kind of where I would land with him.
Yeah.
Okay, how about Nacho?
I loved him too. I'm
Love
like,
Nacho.
yeah, yeah, I really just, again, so sad. I think introvert for him.
Yeah.
He was much more low profile and
Mhm.
kind of um independent and just kind of, yeah, like he had those loyalties and he did business, but wasn't super, connected otherwise, I think.
Yeah, I agree. And I really liked, he was another one that just really thought ahead and really,
Yes.
um, kind of like I viewed Mike. He
Yeah.
just kind of knew he was like a
Yeah.
little step ahead of a lot of those people
Yeah.
he dealt with.
Yes.
Um, how about Lalo?
Yeah, I think extrovert.
Yeah, just a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of a scary
But I
one
was
that
gonna say
way.
when he got scary, that was like, oh,
Yeah,
that
that
was,
smile made me
oof.
just
Yeah,
uneasy.
no,
I
no.
just,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I
But
agree.
the actor that plays him, he was in one of the latest episodes of The Last of Us, which is another show that
Uh-huh.
Randall and I watch, and that was such
Oh,
a weird. I was like,
yes.
oh my gosh, like it just like that's all I could
Uh-huh.
think of. I was like, wait, I gotta rewatch the scene. And all I was thinking was like, that's Lalo. But yeah, yeah,
Totally. I think I
yeah,
remember that too.
yeah.
Um, and it was really interesting because I remember in Breaking Bad when they first, Walt and Jesse, when they meet Saul and then they put the masks over their face, they
Mm-hmm.
pretend, and Saul thinks he's, like dying and he yells
Yep.
out Nacho and Lalo. We
Yes.
stuck in my head. I'm like, who is Nacho? Who
Who's
is Lalo?
yeah.
And and so it was really interesting to
I'd forgotten
see
about
those
that, but yeah.
characters and why shouted that out. So I was always
Yes.
like,
And I think it was in that scene I always loved the give me a dollar so that
oh,
I'm
yes,
on your I
yes,
loved that. I thought that was
that
such
was
a
great.
cool scene. Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of all I had, but is there
Okay.
anybody else that stands out to you that
No, not really. There is, okay, I'm like, where do I work this in? Okay. So I didn't know. I've heard a handful of interviews with Bob Odenkirk. He
hmm
is such an interesting person. He's been on a few podcasts. So he was a writer for SNL,
hmm
which like that, I was like, wow. He wrote the Matt Foley Van Down by the River sketch.
did
He
he
wrote
really?
that. I was like,
That's such a good one.
I'm like, props to you. That's such an iconic sketch. And that he
Yes,
wrote, hearing his like experience on SNL was so cool. And I just thought that was
yes.
such a fun fact that I was like, yeah, that's gotta shout that out. But yeah,
Oh
seeing
my
him
gosh.
knowing him from Breaking Bad and then thinking of him in comedy is just so, it's like, that doesn't,
Yeah.
I'm like, my brain just didn't even register that. But yeah, he's fantastic. But
Yeah, that character was just so
yeah,
well written, and he
it
just did such a
was.
great job with it. And then the show, it just was all amazing. The writing, I just can't get over how good
Yeah,
it
and they did
is.
such a good job of developing the characters and the direction they went with Better Call Saul that it
hmm
didn't feel like, okay, they're trying to bring back the show that like
Yeah.
let it be done. I think too
Yes.
many like, oh, let's reboot. No, 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 no. Like it was great and it was done. Let it just stay there. But I think
And the
they
way it
they
wove
did
right
justice.
into Breaking
Yes.
Bad was just, I kept going, how does he end up? Because it really provides a backstory. And I'm like, how
Yeah.
does he become this to this? And it
Yes.
was real,
Yep.
just fascinating
Yep.
to watch
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So
Oh man, such a good show.
so good.
But yeah, stay tuned for our poll on gut.
Yes.
We want to hear what you think
Tell
on
us
the
tell
game.
us what you think. Oh yeah.
So, okay, well, let's move on now to awkward moments. So tell me, what awkward moment have you experienced
Okay,
lately?
so full disclosure, my awkward moment and recommendation kind of tie in
Okay.
together. But basically my awkward moment was getting totally made fun of by my daughter.
Oh
This
no.
is so embarrassing. I'm like, I don't even want to share this, but I'm going to. I'm just gonna get over it. So Jane's in my room while I'm doing my laundry.
Uh-huh.
And again, I will dive into this in my recommendations, but I recently I'm getting older and I'm just more about comfort. So I have
Yeah.
upgraded to some less cute underwear and more functional. So I'm folding my underwear and she's like, she just goes, Mom, what are those? Those are huge. I was like, Jane, it's like, these are my underwear. She's like, really? But they're so big. I was like, okay, knock it off. And then I totally like stooped to her level and she just wouldn't let it go. And I'm like, shouldn't have engaged with the 5-year-old. But I was like, I've never had an accident in my underwear though. And she was like,
Funny.
looked at me. I was like, okay, we're shutting this down. Go find your dad. Let me fold my laundry in peace and not feel like just the what are those? Those are huge. I'm like, okay.
Thanks.
And
Thanks for
I'm
the observation.
great.
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh.
So yeah. What about you? What you got?
So this is not like a one-time thing. This seems to happen, uh, well, not a lot, but when it does, it's just embarrassing every time. Are you ever just like, sitting there and then you just start choking on spit and you literally did nothing. You just breathed or something. And then you're just,
Yep.
and everybody's like, you okay? What happened? I'm like, oh, just
Don't know.
forgot how to swallow,
Mm-hmm.
don't mind me. It's just so embarrassing. Like it's one thing
Yep.
if you're like eating and you
Yeah.
know, but when
Yeah.
you just have no reason.
Yep.
And I just remember being like in the staff room and then you cannot get your breath.
No.
And everybody just stares at you. Are you okay? I'm okay. I'm
You're
okay.
just like, I'm fine. Let me die.
You
Just don't
sound
talk to
like you're
me.
dying, but you're just like, am I?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just fun when that happens.
Yeah.
So love
Yeah.
that.
That happens to my mom a lot, and we always tease her. And then I'm like, one of these days she's actually gonna be choking, and we're just gonna be like, haha. I'm like, oh no, you need
There's
medical
mom again.
attention. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. All right. Well, what is your recommendation?
Okay,
I have a feeling that
so, and this is specific though, because for
yes.
me, as previously mentioned, I've had a C-section,
Uh-huh.
and one of the fun aftermaths of a C-section is the lovely apron belly. And that's
Okay.
just because as everything's separated, it's just, and I wish I knew more about like dealing with my C-section scar and like there's, mobilization and massage and things that you can do to help that scar tissue, develop better. And but I since then underwear have always sat right on the incision line and it's been 5.5 years, it's fully healed, but it
Uh-huh.
gets so irritated. So I
Uh,
finally upgraded to higher waisted underwear, which again, hence the huge underwear. But I immediately was like, I put them on and I was like, dang it, these are so ugly, but they're so comfortable.
at some
So we're
point,
choosing comfort.
comfort just wins and you just
Yes,
start not caring.
yes. But like specifically for having had a C-section, that I was like, okay,
Yeah.
this makes such a difference and it's so much more comfortable. And I swear, I talk to my patients about this all the time because we see our patients one week after they have their
Mhm.
C-sections and we'll talk about, like aftercare and everything. And I always mention that. And I'm like, I always make the joke. I'm like, whoever invented pants and where the waistline falls definitely didn't have a C-section because every pair of pants just sits right on it. And it's so uncomfortable. And again, it's been years, but it still gets so irritated. I'm like, oh, so it just was like, okay, a the um the gates have opened to comfort. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stay in this camp and it is what it is. So, if
Hey,
you
I
are a
fully support that.
C-section mom like me or anything like that, take the hit.
Get the
But yeah,
big
yep,
underwear.
the huge, as my daughter would
Huge.
say. Oh, so
Love it.
that's my next awkward moment is talking about my underwear on a podcast. But gotta do what you gotta do.
It is what it is.
It's what it is. Absolutely.
All right. Well, my recommendation, I started reading the new Hunger Games book.
Ooh, yes.
I have to always look at the title, Sunrise on the Reaping. And this
Okay.
is Haymitch's backstory.
Yes.
It's so good, which I'm not surprised. I
Right?
love every Hunger Games book that's come out. And I remember in the original Hunger Games, trilogy, I was already going, man, I want to know Haymitch's
Mm,
backstory. That would be so cool. And then when I heard
yeah.
coming out with that book,
Oh
I
yeah.
was just amazed. And then they're already casting for the movie.
I've seen so much about that and I'm
I'm
like,
so excited
it's
about
gonna
the
be so
casting.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And just seeing some of the characters that are in here that we know of, but they're younger
Yeah.
selves is just,
Yes.
I'm just so excited.
Because
So
there's new characters too. Because I've seen some of the
there's,
casting where I'm like, okay, this is, someone we
yeah,
know from the other books and movies, but some that are specific to the book. So I'm excited to
there are
see.
definitely new characters, but some of the old ones that I didn't necessarily think were going to be in the story
Yeah.
here, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh,
The
so
one thing I'm bummed about though is the whole internet wanted them to cast Kiefer Sutherland as President Snow
I
because
know
I think that would have been so cool. But
that would have been
whoever
cool.
they decided is a good. I'm trying to remember who it
Ray
was. I'm blanking.
Fiennes.
Yes.
I'm kind of like,
Yes.
wow,
I
okay.
like that though. I feel
I
like
feel like they're gonna, I feel like they knock it out with casting and
he's gonna have the right dynamic, I think. He's gonna kind of
yeah,
have that like,
the
yeah.
creepy vibe.
Yes. Yes, for sure. For
Yeah,
sure.
no, I'm just super excited about the movie, but the book is just amazing. And it's just once you get into it, and that's
Yeah.
just like the other Hunger Games books, the story
Yep.
is so good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway,
I'm really
that's
excited to, as we know, I'm probably not gonna read the book, but I will enjoy the movie. We
yeah,
should go
well,
see it together for
yes,
old time's sake. That would be
we
fun.
definitely
Do
should.
they have
Yeah.
a release date yet or
Yes, November of 2026. So
oh,
we
wait.
have a
Okay.
while.
Okay.
I know.
It's
It's,
fine.
but we'll definitely go
Yes.
together and
That'd be fun. For sure.
it will be fun. So
Cool.
anyway,
Cool.
all right. Well, thanks for hanging with us. And
Yes.
we're not going to be specific, but we have some exciting things coming, you
Mm-hmm.
guys. So stay tuned this summer. We're real excited about
Yes.
what's to come. So
Yes.
but we just appreciate you listening and following us. And, if you ever have any questions, suggestions, feel free to reach out.
Always,
We
yeah.
love hearing from you guys. So, yeah, so stay tuned and we will, now I was going to say see you next time, but we're not going to see you, but
You'll hear us next time.
you will hear us next time. So until then, bye.
Yes, thanks for listening. Bye.